Hi there, so I'm going to show you the working towards bronze 1-point perspective drawing, or anybody can do this, whoever wants to try. So the first thing I'm going to do is get a piece of paper. Mine is A3, so if you cut that in half, you've got an A4 piece of paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is work out where half my page is. So I'm going to divide that in two, just do a little mark there, see if you've got that mark, and I'm going to use my pencil, just do a little dot there. Then I'm going to work out where my other half is and do a little dot there. So I just folded it over a little bit, that, and I did my mark there. I folded it just to the centre here, and I did my mark there. Okay, so that tells me where the half is here and the half is here. So horizontal and my vertical. So if we put our ruler on the page, okay, and very lightly with our pencil, really, really lightly, look, I'm not really holding it, like that, draw a line. Then we get our ruler and do horizontally. We're looking for this dot here. And really lightly again, we're going to draw a line across. Next thing I'm going to do, we're going to draw a line of horizon. Okay, so this is our line here. So as it's going to be earth outside, we don't want it completely straight. So we'll keep to that line. We'll just draw it like that. Okay, so it's a bit wonky, and that's okay because this is our outside. Okay, so this is our line of horizon. This is our point of perspective. Everything's going to vanish to this central point here. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is draw our path or our roadway. So I'm going to draw from this corner to this dot. So I'm going to use my ruler. I'm lining up from this corner to here, all the way down. Remember, if you make a mistake, doesn't matter, rub it out. Make sure yours looks like this. From here to here, you've got it on. The same on this side, from this dot to this corner. Okay, so it should look like this now. And now we're going to add in a path. Okay, so we're going to go again from our vanishing point to about, let's see, maybe about here. Okay, and see if you can get the same sort of distance on this side. There we are. Okay, now we've got our path. We're going to add some detail to this, so we'll add in our lines. Remember, when they're further away, they'll be closer together. So as you're coming to here, your spaces will get bigger. So now the trick is, can we repeat this over here? Okay, so I'm using my pencil, I'm thinking it's about there. I'm thinking this one is here. You could use your ruler and say, oh, it's about there, okay? This one is about here, about there, something like that, so we can see our path. Okay, and then I'm going to draw one more line here. So we've just got like a little curve there. Right, there is our path. Now let's add our trees in. So again, what do we need to think about with trees? Well, let's keep these really simple. Let's just do the trunks. So I'm going to draw 3 trunks on this side and 3 on this side. So I'm going to draw the first one. Don't worry about this line, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to draw it a bit like that, really simple. And a bit like this. You can go off the page if you want to. Okay, there's my first trunk. My second trunk, I'm going to put it in here. This one has just got one piece there, and then a little piece there maybe. Okay, and my third one, again this one's smaller, similar pattern like that. So do you notice that they're all sort of not going any further or above each other, and they're following this line along? So this one is bigger, medium, and then smaller. Let's do it again on this side. So we do one here. Trees aren't the same. They will all have different branches. This one's going to cross over there a bit, just because it does. There's that one there. This one's about here. There's our tree. It's got a tingle bit over there. I'm getting a bit more adventurous now. And this one here. Okay. This one's going to cross over them like that. Go slowly when you're doing this because it can look a bit confusing, or rewind me and watch it again. So now we have our 3 trunks on either side, all going in to this vanishing point. Right, next bit to do are the foliage, it's called, the leaves on top. So let's make this easy. Let's just do that. There we are. So I've just got my line and I've made a kind of bumpy kind of cloud shape, which will encompass, or include, is another word for encompass, all the trees like that. Brilliant, happy with that. And we can do a bit of squiggles in there if you like. Now, what about behind here? Shall we have some vegetation in there? Let's have some hedges. So I'm going to draw these, a bit more detail like that in the background, okay? Don't worry if they go over the other lines again, it doesn't matter. So I've got one going there. So I just made that up. I did a little swell. I started at my vanishing point again, and I have gone behind the trees, wiggle, 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 until I finished at this corner. So there is my hedge. Let's get my other hedge in. I'm going to do the same. Wiggle, 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 like that. Something like, oh, mine's hiding, look, behind the hedge. It disappears into the distance there. Right, so great. Look how much we've done already. That's fantastic. And now let's do some lines as if it's on the road. And again, I'm going to do mine like this. These will be smaller and closer together, and then getting bigger and further apart, okay? It's called an optical illusion. It worked really nicely. So this is how what we've ended up with. Hopefully you'll have something like this, but you can always pause it and go back if you think you've missed something, so don't worry. So this is how this one worked out. I'm going to colour this in now. So I'm going to use my colouring pencils and see how this turns out. Okay, so using my blue, I'm going to colour in my sky. You've got to be careful just not to go over your trees here. This is a bit where you need to be careful. So think, where are my trees? Where is my sky? Okay, so this will start making, no, I made a mistake. That's trees, that's sky there. Okay. There we are, so we've got our sky peeking through the background now. Next thing I'm going to do is add the green. So I've got a couple of different colours green here. I'm going to do a darker green for my vegetation at the back. So that's further away. Remember, as we learnt in class, if you press hard, if you Hulk smash with your pencils, as some artists say, or some teachers, you get a darker shade. I'm not pressing too hard at the moment. I'm just trying to get an even coverage on my green. Okay, now I'm going to try on this side. That's my dog drinking his water, if you can hear that in the background. He's just been out for a walk. Hello, Teddy. Colour our green in like that. Last bit. There we are, and you might want to just go around the outline a little bit there, so you can just see that a bit better. Okay. Right, next bit, let's get the lawn. I think I'm going to go for a lighter green here. I think that's the best one I've got. And I'm going to colour that in here. So again, we need to colour these bits in now. You could use felt tips to do this if you've got those. Just this last bit to go. Okay, so now we've got our grass, we've got our line of horizon, our vanishing point, our sky and our trees. Next thing is the path. You decide, how do you want this to look? I'm going to draw my path in a sort of brown colour. See if I've got one of those. Yeah, I've got a brown here. So I'm actually going to do it slightly darker further away again. Oh, I'm losing my definition. I'm going to have to draw that back on. There's my path. Wonderful. Now, maybe we could do these bits yellow, like on a road marking. And maybe a light grey, so we could just use a pencil for that. Just using your pencil on the side and lightly pressing, you could just colour that in like that. Next thing I'm going to do is colour in my trunks. Now I'm going to use a bold dark colour, so I've got a dark brown, hopefully that will work. Okay, and I'm going to press hard on these because I really want the outline of these to show. So I'm just colouring in the shape that we drew earlier. So there's the first one. Okay, so now we're just left with this bit here, which is the tree canopy it's called. Let's think of autumn. Right now there's not that many leaves on some of the trees, so let's think of autumn. So I'm going to go for oranges and reds and russets like that. Again, I'm holding my pencil on the side. It's a nice way to work. And I'm going to be quite free. And I'm going to go for some yellows in there as well. Might do some sideways mark making here. You've all looked at mark making at school. Okay, let's get back to our red again. What is that? Right, I'm happy with that. There we are. Very simple lesson in 1 point perspectives using simple shapes and forms, showing us how our eye is led to this point in the road, which is a point of horizon. And this point here is our vanishing point. So well done. Please have a go at that. Thank you very much.